Universe, the bass guitar channel. So if you're on the East Coast, you know we're being blanketed with a great snowstorm. It's kind of pretty out there. I'm looking out the window as we talk. And I took a drive early this morning to grab coffee. And it's very slick out there. And speaking of slick, we're going to do a kind of a slick bass line to go along with this B altered scale. So, for the last 3 weeks, we've been working with the C melodic minor. And we've been spending a lot of time last week, and we're going to continue this week, on the B altered scale. Why? Because the B altered scale sort of gives you all the altered notes of a dominant chord. And if you remember last week, we started with the B altered scale going up and down the neck. So here, let me give you a quick little for instance. B, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B. Numerically, which is really how I like to think of things, it's 1, flat 2, flat 3, major third, sharp 4, flat 6, flat 7, and the octave. And I want to go to the piano because there's a bunch of stuff I want to show you and I want you to hear, and then we're going to go back and apply it to the bass. So let's go over to the piano. So today we're going to do something just a little bit different. Now remember last week, we isolated 3 notes from the B altered mode, the B, the D sharp, and the A as your root, your major third, and your flat 7. And if you remember, we added the C, which is the flat 9, then the next day, meaning Friday, we added the D, which was the sharp 9. And then I came up with, well, we can use all of the notes. Now today, we're going to add the sharp 11, because there's no fifth in the B altered mode. There's your F. That's your sharp 11. So you have root, flat 3, flat 7, sharp 11. So now our available notes are but what I like doing is I like trying to figure out, well, what do all the intervals sound like based off your root? So we can go root, major third, root major 7, root flat 9, root sharp 9, root sharp 11. And then I start playing around with stuff. So you've got then why don't we go So what I'm trying to do is listen to how these intervals sound off one another. Let's go back to the bass. Let's take a look at what we just saw. We had the root, the major third, and the flat 7. Now on Thursday we added the flat 9. So you have root, major third, flat 7, flat 9. On Friday, we added a sharp 9. So you could look at it, but I prefer to go root, major third, flat 7, raise 9, sharp 9. I think that's easier. Now today, we're adding the F, which is the sharp 11. But I'm looking at it from this perspective. Root, major 3rd, sharp 11, and flat 7. All right, now, we then started looking at it from root, flat 9, root, sharp 9, root 3rd, root, sharp 4, sharp 11, root, flat 7, octave. And so, there's only one note that we have not gotten to, we'll get to tomorrow, which is flat 13. In any event, I came up with a bass line, and it utilizes all of the notes. Now remember, on Friday I talked about finite sets. Once again, if you look at everything from the intervallic perspective, and you start listening to how the intervals sound, boom, it becomes so much easier. So you just need to know, that's a major 3rd sound, that's a sharp 11 sound, or sharp 4. There's your 1 to a flat 2. There's that sharp 9. Another major 3rd. Flat 7. Let's take a look at the bass line. Now you can see it's the root, sharp 4, major 3rd, sharp 9, flat 9, root. In this section I went root, there's that flat 9, and the flat 7, then I went, which is the root, sharp 9, flat 7, I then went, which is your regular dominant 7, then I went root, sharp 11, and then I went, and then I started to go, which is, there's that major 3rd, there's that sharp 9, flat 9, your root, your flat 7, and that's all that I did. But I just kept it with the finite set. I was using a lot of rhythm. I was doing things to just make those notes jump out at you a certain way. So math and music, they're kind of the same thing. The interesting thing is with music, you really only have to go up to 15. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, as you know, major scales, minor scales, dominant scales, melodic minor, harmonic minor, you name it. I look at it as a giant 13th chord. In other words, thirds. So you have 1, 3, sharp 4, flat 7, root, flat 9, there's your sharp 9, there's your 10, sharp 11, flat 13, flat 14, 15. So 2 octaves is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. This way, you can go anywhere on the neck if you know where those notes are. In other words, intervallically and numerically, you're all set. So that's it for today. I will confuse you tomorrow with the flat 13, and that means we're going to add all 7 notes, and I've got to come up with a bass line that uses all of them, so that's going to be a challenge too. But study hard. If you're on the East Coast, get a lot of salt for the snow, because this is going to be a long one. They figure up here in Connecticut, we're going to get like 6 to 18 inches. We'll see, but I'll see you tomorrow. I'm cozy in my house. Take care.